York's classic rock, Q1043.
Jonathan Clarke, very happy because we are in the studio with some musical treasures. Their names are Chris Difford and Glenn Tilbrook, of course, from Squeeze. Welcome, guys.
Hey, it's good to be here. Thanks
Welcome back. Let's talk about this new album, The Knowledge. It's the 15th studio album, and I'm holding up a color printout because we can't find the vinyl, we can't find the CD. So that's generally like a good sign. I think people are reacting very well.
Either that or there aren't any record shops.
Yeah, true, yeah. Well, they're coming back, though, evidently, you know.
Let's hope.
On the Join the Dots tour, you're playing this Wednesday night at the Count Basie Theater in Red Bank, November 29th and 30th at the Capitol Theater in Portchester, and December 2nd at the Paramount in Huntington. And you played the Beacon Theater last night. Tell me about playing there.
We first played there in '91, I think it was, and we've always had a good time in that room. But last night was it was the best ever.
Yeah.
It was one of those gigs. We had one in London at the Royal Albert Hall a couple of weeks ago, that and the Beacon.
Yeah,
those two
places are legendary.
Yeah.
I mean, when you walk out on those stages, it's just got to be like, wow.
It's incredible.
You know?
It's incredible. The reaction we're getting now is just over the top.
Join the Dots. What's Join the Dots?
Just make draw your own conclusions from what's going on.
Yeah.
So that's roughly what that is. And there are sort of many different themes on the record, and they're all sort of interlinked in one way or another.
And we can join the dots when we listen to the record.
Yeah,
perfect. Or see the band live. I want to get to this great new album, Chris. You have released your memoir. Did you release a memoir recently?
I did.
And that is called Some Fantastic Place, which is also the name of a Squeeze album. First of all, I want to read it. But
so do I.
Yeah. Well, how long did it take you to do this? Had you taken a lot of notes over the years? Because I always wonder about that.
I've always kept diaries, but it didn't. I don't know. It took as long as it took, which is probably about a year.
Yeah.
But it's a colouring in book, so you have to get crayons to fill it in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Have you read this? Have you read this book, Glenn?
I'm looking forward to reading it.
Oh, okay. And you're going to get your crayons too?
Yeah, it comes with crayons.
I have to get this now. I absolutely have to get this. The last album was the band's first since 1998 and did very well, got really great reviews. This new album, The Knowledge, Glenn, you've said that you feel this is the best album that the band has made.
Yeah, it's really, when we got back together, it's 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
This is the third time round we've been back together. And we spent 5 years just paying tribute to ourselves without doing any new stuff. And then that sort of... I think we would have run out of steam had we not done something different and new. And I think it's really important to test yourself as a writer and test ourselves as a band and see if we can still do it. And we can. There's no doubt that I think The Knowledge is the best record we've done ever.
Well, and then it's obvious that the chemistry is still there between you guys that you first discovered. How many, whatever years ago it was? Do we have a number?
45 years ago.
Come on, 45?
Yeah. Incredible.
It's ever changing. It's ever changing.
And this album you recorded at 45 RPM.
Mm-hmm.
Is that and that's your studio,
yes,
right? Where you did the last record as well.
Yeah.
You used a couple of choir groups.
You see what you've done there? You've just joined the dots.
I have joined the dots.
45
ding,
years,
ding,
45
ding,
studio.
ding, ding. But the choirs, you did choral groups on this record.
Yeah, it's we've branched out a bit and done some stuff that we never have done before, and. But, I think this album actually reminds me the most of Squeeze's second album, Call for Cats. I think on Call for Cats, we were doing a lot of experimentation and different stuff that we'd never done before, and some stuff we never really went back to either.
Yeah.
And I think this album resembles that in many ways.
It's Glenn Tilbrook, Chris Difford, the band, of course, Squeeze, the new album, The Knowledge, the 15th studio album. They're on tour right now. There is a song on the album about an obsessive record collector that vapes. He sounds like me, actually. I'm running out of room in my apartment for the vinyl. But talk about that song.
Yeah.
Well, we have Record Store Day in the UK once a year.
We have it here, yeah, as well.
You have it here?
Is that April?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not quite sure. I was lucky enough to play outside a record store, sort of busking style, and there was this guy standing behind me who was completely nonplussed as what was going on. and he was vaping away, and I followed him in, and he bought a Def Leppard album. And I sort of went home and thought about it, and I thought about him, and, you know, that was how the lyric came out, really.
Yeah. It is Squeeze in the studio with us. The new album is The Knowledge. You brought some beautiful guitars with you. The first single, it's called Innocence in Paradise. And on the record, it's got this kind of mysterious sort of Western, country, Westernish sort of vibe to it. Tell us about this song, and then if you want to play it, obviously we'd love that.
You know, this happened completely in the studio. I'd done a demo of it, and it had probably 4 times more chords in it than it ended up with. We've just kept on pairing it back.
You're going Prague on us?
So, you know, and we came across this vibe. It reminded me of some of the old, you say country and western, some of those sort of, you know, almost like Bonanza or something, you know, that sort of feel.
Spaghetti Western?
Yeah, exactly that. And so we were playing about with that, and we've never done stuff like that before. And it's sort of, I think the endearing thing about it is that you can hear that, but it's still us.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And it's called Innocence in Paradise. It's off the new album from Squeeze, The Knowledge, and let's hear it.
Okay. Innocence of childhood should remain throughout my life. Then the freedom I've been gifted can surround me day and night. I can give my hand to others who can't reach to find the way, and be more than just a stranger to the ones I love each day. Daisies and buttercups, shadows from the sun, innocence in paradise, a time for everyone. Faith, mighty faith, the promise no one sees. The days pass so quickly, they will never wait for me. The comfort of a good friend could be all I need to find to embrace the world around me, give myself some valued time. I will share in equal measures all the problems of my day, as I wade the troubled water that might rush my life away. Daisies and buttercups, shadows from the sun, innocence in paradise, a time for everyone. Faith, mighty faith, the promise no one sees. The days pass so quickly, they will never wait for me. The expectancy of old age as a journey nears home, disbelieving my reflection, knowing that I'm on my own on this road that keeps on winding, knowing that it won't be long until the final destination holds my hand and leads me on. Daisies and buttercups, shadows from the sun, innocence in paradise, a time for everyone. Faith, mighty faith, the promise no one sees.
are, the signature sound of Squeeze, playing live here on Q104.3's Out of the Box. Glenn Tilbrook, Chris Difford, from the new album, The Knowledge. That is Innocence in Paradise. Man, you guys nailed that song. That is so good. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
Really, really good.
Do it in our sleep.
Yeah. Well, you're on tour. You're playing it every night. So, but really, really nice. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
So I got to bring you guys back, a flashback. Stuart Copeland was in here with Adrian Belew a few months ago.
Wow.
And he told the story of this infamous van at JFK Airport that I from what I remember is that you guys toured America in a van. You had equipment in the van. You finished a tour. You went to the airport. The police got off the plane, got into that same van, used the same equipment, and then went to CBGB's. Do I have that right? Is that sort of what happened?
I think that's right. And that van then went on to service XTC.
Really?
Yeah, they came over and they toured in the very same van. So it's a very famous van.
And the van is probably like this big in like a junkyard right now.
Probably.
Compacted to metal. Glenn, I have to ask you, how was your trip and performance at Mount Everest with Mike Peters?
Well, you know, that was an amazing time. Actually, funny enough, there was someone at the show last night who was on that trip, you know, and very memorable for all sorts of different reasons. Mike is such an inspirational guy. You know, I've got no end of time for him. The way he deals with his life and what's been thrown at him, you know.
Yeah.
And he's always been a guy who will make the most of every chance that he has.
Yeah.
And so to be there with that bunch of people to do what we did and to go to base camp in Everest was, you know, really something, really a great achievement. I feel very proud of it.
And like, I mean, I think it was like the first rock band performance at Mount Everest ever, maybe, or something like that.
Highest concert in the world at the time.
Yeah. And have you seen The Man in the Camo Jacket yet?
No, I've been trying to get that on iTunes, and for some reason I can't find it, but I really want to see it.
Yeah, it's really good. He came in here with his wife a few months ago and talked about it. Really, really cool. You did your own documentary, though, at one point, right?
Yeah.
One for the Road or something like that?
That was it,
Yeah.
At the beginning of my RV touring years, which still haven't finished.
Yeah. It is Squeeze in the studio with us. Chris Difford, Glenn Tilbrook. The new album is The Knowledge. And they are on tour right now. They're playing this Wednesday night at the Count Basie Theater in Red Bank, New Jersey. November 29th and 30th at the Capitol Theater, Portchester, and December 2nd at the Paramount in Huntington, Long Island. Guy, I'm going to speak for the millions of Squeeze fans. Thank you for continuing to make these great songs and these great records.
Thank you.
I wish you the best of luck with this album. I'm going to be playing it a lot on my phone. It's going to be on repeat. So thank you guys once again so
Thanks
much.
for having us, honestly.
Come back here anytime.
Lovely. Cheers.
New York's classic rock, Q104.3.